15.
I'm sorry, Mike, that's way over the line.
I feel like I'm at school today.
Okay. Welcome everyone to a public hearing first here on local law number blank of 2026, a local law enacting a 12-month moratorium on the siting, construction, and installation of battery energy storage systems in the town of Webb. Will the clerk read the proposed resolution?
Resolution scheduling public hearing on local law number blank of 2026 enacting a 12-month moratorium on the siting, construction, and installation of battery energy storage systems in the town of Webb. Whereas the town board finds that it does not have local laws or regulations necessary to protect the public safety and health related to the siting, construction, and installation of battery energy storage systems. And whereas the emerging technology of such systems has preceded study and enactment of local laws and rules to ensure that such systems are located, constructed, and operated in a manner that is not injurious to the public health and safety. And whereas proposed local law numbered blank of 2026 enacting a 12-month moratorium on the siting, construction, and installation of battery energy storage systems in the town of Webb has been prepared, which would allow the town board time within which to receive a report of the attendant risks and the ways to mitigate such risks and prepare an appropriate legislative response. And whereas under New York State town law, no local law may be passed until a public hearing has been held. Now therefore be it resolved that the Webb Town Board shall meet and hold a public hearing in the Town Visitor Information Center, 3140 State Route 28, Old Forge, at 7 p.m. on Tuesday, June 9th, 2026, to consider proposed local law number blank of 2026, enacting such a moratorium, and to hear all interested persons, and at that time make any other actions authorized by law concerning the proposed local law. And be it further resolved that the town board authorizes and directs the Webb Town Clerk to publish and post a notice of public hearing concerning the proposed local law in the manner provided by law.
Okay. All comments shall be directed to the town board and be relevant to the topic and will become part of the record. When called upon, please state your name. Please keep comments to 2 minutes. Jamie, what do you got?
My name is James Lawson. I am a 50-year member of the Old Forge Fire Department and currently serving as a commissioner with the Town of Webb Fire District. I would like to state my opinion on a proposed battery storage facility. We do not have the manpower, the equipment, the resources to handle an emergency in such a confined area of a battery storage facility. An explosion or fire would be beyond our means. Our nearest response is an hour away from Boonville for mutual aid. Our inlet overwhelms our area departments. Our nearest response would be from Boonville. I don't believe that this benefits our community in any way. I don't believe that it's going to keep our power on in any way. So, as a member of the fire district, I believe that we are 100% against any facility of this sort. And if it is going to be put in this area, it needs to be outside the populated area. Protect the public. Thank you.
Thank you, Jamie. Thank you.
I'm Richard Tranquil, Big Moose, also a member of the fire department. I also agree that in no way could we handle that, nor the amount of water that it takes to put a lithium battery out is enormous, and once it's all contaminated water, and that runoff needs to be contained, and I don't think we have the ability to do that in any means.
Thank you.
Sally Gandro. The risk is too great for our area, for actually any area. It's a shame that the park has not taken the lead in this and made sure that these battery storage systems don't come to the park. So all the individual towns and hamlets have to fight this on their own. So being a scientist by trade, way back in my training, this is not a good idea, just like what everyone else has said. The risk is too great for us, and there really is no reward. There's nothing for us to gain out of this.
Anybody else? Bonnie?
Patty Baker, kudos to the board for looking into this. I think it's a really smart move.
Thank you. Anybody else? Okay. Hey, Alex, how you doing? Got any comments on the battery energy storage systems?
None at this time.
Well, you're late. Having heard all comments from those wishing to speak on this topic, would someone like to make a motion to close the public hearing?
I'll make the motion. Oh, sorry.
Judy with the first, Kyle will go second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Okay. Okay, welcome to the Town of Webb June regular meeting. Thank you for everyone for coming. Please sign in if you haven't. Turn off any cell phones. And at this time, I'd also, to start off, would like to take a moment to remember and honor a local hero and a dear friend whom we were all so fortunate to have as part of our community. Mr. Lang really was the very definition of community. He served as a volunteer with the Old Forge Fire Department and Old Forge Ambulance for nearly 50 years and dedicated 33 years to educating generations of students at the Town of Webb School. David Langworthy gave so much to our town. He was an incredible role model to all who knew him and always had a kind word for those he met. Throughout his lifetime of service to the community he loved so deeply, he never sought recognition, and no act of kindness nor assistance was ever too small or too large. He will be deeply missed. The impact he made in this community and the lives he touched along the way will live on forever. We ask that you please keep Mr. Langworthy's family and all those who are grieving this loss in your thoughts and prayers during this difficult time. We're going to stand for the Pledge of Allegiance next. Please remain standing for a moment of silence in memory of Mr. David Langworthy. Pledge allegiance
to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. The next regular meeting is on July 14th at 7 p.m. July Audit of Claims meeting will be held on Monday, July 6th at 5:30 p.m. We also have a Monday, June 15th Audit of Claims meeting scheduled next week. Executive session may occur this evening if deemed necessary. Correspondence, Don, if you have any?
Yep, we got a thank you from Northern Forest Canoe Trail for the donation to the Adirondack Canoe Classic 90 miler. And we got a thank you from Jane Cameron of the Food Pantry for the help from Alex, Colin, Tony, and Matt on May 18th. They helped bring all the food in, and she was very appreciative of that.
Did you want to do Barb's?
I'll do it in mine.
Okay. Okay. Motion to adopt local law number blank of 2026 enacting a 12-month moratorium on the siting, construction, and installation of battery energy storage systems in the town of Webb. The board held a public hearing earlier this evening. A local law establishing a 1-year moratorium on lithium-ion battery energy storage system, BESS, Section 1, Purpose and Intent. Town Board of the Town of Webb finds it necessary to adopt a temporary moratorium specifically targeting the construction, installation, and operation of new off-premises commercial lithium-ion battery energy storage systems, BESS, within the Town of Webb. This measure is intended to provide time to study and develop appropriate regulations that address the unique risks posed by large-scale, off-premises commercial BESS, ensuring the protection of the community's safety, health, and the environment. The town is situated in a sensitive area, which requires special consideration due to distinctive environmental and safety concerns related to commercial lithium-ion battery energy storage systems. Section 2, reasons for moratorium. Storage of lithium-ion battery energy storage systems within the town of Webb presents significant dangers, including but not limited to fire and explosion risk. Thermal runaway. Lithium-ion batteries can experience thermal runaway, a dangerous chain reaction of overheating that can lead to fire or explosion. Firefighting challenges. A significant driver for the moratorium was the concern that local volunteer fire departments lack the equipment and specialized training to handle battery energy storage system fires, which cannot be extinguished with standard water-based methods. Fires involving lithium-ion batteries burn intensely and can reignite after being apparently extinguished, requiring specialized firefighting techniques and materials. Environmental impact. Toxic chemical release. When damaged or burned, lithium-ion batteries release harmful chemicals and heavy metals that can contaminate air, soil, and water, sensitive ecosystem, and groundwater. In the town of Webb, New York, the primary sources of groundwater are unconsolidated sand and gravel, aquifers and bedrock. Is it aquifers? Aquifers and bedrock formations. Unconsolidated sand and gravel aquifers found mainly aquifers.
They're wells, basically wells.
Okay. Found mainly in river valleys and lake plains are highly permeable and susceptible to surface contamination. Though not officially designated as sole surface aquifer.
You'll never say it right now.
Where there's water. Yeah. These water sources are critical for many private wells and municipal supplies, such as the Old Forge Thendera Water District wells, which draw water from depths of 164 and 237 feet respectively. Chemical contamination from lithium-ion battery incidents could severely impact the town's water quality, ecosystem, and public health. Health hazards. We got a ways to go. Exposure to toxic fumes. Fires release toxic fumes such as hydrogen fluoride, which can cause respiratory problems and skin burns to nearby residents and first responders. Infrastructure and emergency response challenges. Remote locations. Many areas in the town of Webb are remote, making timely emergency response difficult. Limited access for firefighters. Volunteer fire departments may lack specialized training or resource to manage large-scale lithium battery fires effectively. Regulatory and safety concerns. I don't see it right. Strict regulations. Facilities must comply with rigorous environmental and safety standards to minimize risk. Storage requirements. Property battery storage, including temperature control, fire suppression systems, and battery isolations, is critical to prevent incidents. Due to these risks, the town of Webb cannot currently authorize off-premises commercial lithium-ion battery energy storage systems until comprehensive safety measures, emergency preparedness plans, and environmental protections are established. Section 3, moratorium established. No person, corporation, partnership, or other entity shall apply for, begin, or approve any permit license or authorization for the construction, installation, or operation of any off-premises commercial lithium-ion battery energy storage systems within the town of Webb for a period of 1 year from the effective date of this moratorium. Section 4, definition. For the purposes of this moratorium, lithium-ion battery energy storage systems shall mean one or more devices assembled capable of storing energy derived from solar, wind, or other renewable sources to be stored and then released at a future time. Section 5, copies on file. Copies of this local law shall be filled and available for public inspection in the office of the town clerk of the town of Webb. Filed. Got me again. If any provision of Section 6, severability. If any provision of this local law or its application is held invalid, such invalidity shall not affect other provisions or applications which can be given effect without the invalid provision or application. And I gotta read Section 5, right? Copies of this local law shall be filed and available for public inspection in the office of the town clerk of the town of Webb. Section 7, effective date. That would come if we
On filing with the Secretary of
filing,
State.
yeah. So, what is the pleasure of the board to adopt or not adopt local law enacting a 12-month moratorium on the siting, construction, and installation of battery energy storage systems in the town of Webb? Anyone like to make a motion to adopt or not adopt?
I'll make a motion to adopt.
Judy, first. Motion to adopt. Second.
I'll second it.
Ben. Board discussion.
For all very good reasons, I don't think we should have it. I think a year probably should even go longer. to be honest with you.
And it's important to note too, the data centers statewide are gonna be on a moratorium. I think that law passed today. The governor just has to sign it. So the state is taking action on data centers statewide. And,
Yeah.
I think, it's important for us to take care of this for sure.
So how quickly is the effective date happen then, typically?
I think the clerk would probably file this with the Secretary of State after tomorrow, so as long as it takes the mail to get to Albany.
Great, perfect.
Thanks. Perfect.
And in reference to that, we don't have any pending applications. We had a pre-application. That's what kind of brought the attention to this from years ago. So I spoke with the APA about that. Didn't even make it to the application status.
No.
But it
But we
allowed
don't-
us
we don't want it
to I guess follow suit with what.
Got us fired up.
Yep.
Yep.
Anybody else have anything on that?
Not really.
Okay. Roll call vote on that, Don.
Councilwoman Lonergan,
Aye.
Councilman Hannah,
Aye.
Councilman Lindsay,
Aye.
Councilman Ross,
Aye.
Supervisor Greco.
Aye.
Five ayes.
Okay, scheduling another public hearing. Resolution,
Tom, you don't have to read the whole thing.
the whole,
You don't have to read.
did I have to read the whole last thing?
No.
But you did a good job.
You're on a roll.
75.
Well, I think the fire boat needs a name. I think you found it.
This thing pacified. So, just read the,
You can read the heading and then describe what it is and talk to the.
okay, yeah. So this is, resolution scheduling the public hearing on local law number blank of 2026, a local law repealing section 212-4B1 of chapter 212 of the Town of Webb Code building permits to remove the exemption for certain structures. Would anyone like to make a motion to schedule a public hearing on that?
I will.
I'll make a motion to schedule that.
Mike in a second.
Judy?
Judy. And then board discussion on that.
We need to do it. Jay brought it up to us that the state has one thing listed on our website and we have another, so it kind of conforms both into one.
It confuses people.
Yeah.
So we're just making it straight line, right, Jay? Since you're in there.
Major part is
It's not changing really anything for us at this point, except for,
you gotta get a building permit under 144 square feet.
Yeah, well, ours local zoning says any structure.
right, so it's
But
not,
New York State says anything under 144 square feet, or 144 square feet does not need a permit. So you gotta just take the more restrictive route too.
Okay. Correct. Schedule a public hearing.
all right.
That is going to be a roll call vote. Nobody has any questions?
Councilman Lonergan,
Aye.
Councilman Hannah,
Aye.
Councilman Lindsay,
Aye.
Councilman Ross,
Aye.
Supervisor Greco.
Aye.
Five ayes.
Okay, police appointment to appoint Thomas Scarfile effective June 8th, 2026 as full-time police officer with benefits. I'd like to make a motion.
I'll make the motion.
Kyle, second.
I'll second it.
Mike. More discussion on that? We've got Chris, we've got an employee retiring and.
He's been with us part-time already, correct, Chief?
Yes, he's been there just about a year now.
Just about a year, yeah.
Okay. I think that makes sense with someone retiring and someone going full-time.
Roll call vote on that.
Councilwoman Lonergan,
Aye.
Councilman Hannah,
Aye.
Councilman Lindsay,
Aye.
Councilman Ross,
Aye.
Supervisor Greco.
Aye.
Five ayes.
Another police appointment here. Motion to appoint Nicholas Scarfile effective June 8th, 2026 as part-time police officer. I'd like to make a motion.
Fill in that position. I'll make the motion.
Ben,
I'll second it.
Judy. Board discussion on that.
Nope, taking one from part-time to full, need to fill part-time.
Filling holes.
That recruitment and retention focus that we've had, I think, seems to be coming into place here. So kudos to you, Chief, I guess, for making sure we got a roster.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Anybody else on that? Nope. Roll call vote.
Councilwoman Lonergan,
Aye.
Councilman Hannah,
Aye.
Councilman Lindsay,
Aye.
Councilman Ross,
Aye.
Supervisor Greco.
Aye.
5 ayes.
Assessors Department appointment. Motion to appoint Jacob Mitchell effective June 15th, 2026 as full-time data collector with a 6-month probation period. Anyone like to make a motion?
I'll make the motion.
Kyle. Second?
I'll second.
Mike? Or discussion on that?
We need one.
Yeah. Welcome on.
You guys, yeah, welcome aboard.
Another spot. Roll call vote?
Councilwoman Lonergan,
Aye.
Councilman Hannah,
Aye.
Councilman Lindsay,
Aye.
Councilman Ross,
Aye.
Supervisor Greco.
Aye.
5 ayes.
Park Ave Gym facility use request. Motion to adopt the Park Ave Gym facility use request as revised. Would anyone like to make a motion on that?
I will.
Judy, a second.
I'll second it.
Ben, board discussion here.
Again, I feel like Hannah's had more applications and things to go through and fix. And again, she did a fabulous job with us, I think. So she does her homework. She got it done.
Right, she's very thorough. Yeah, fixing these little issues that we have with these buildings.
And it's in reference to, go ahead, Ben.
She's very smart.
Yeah.
This is regarding the event use, like daily use or reservations on weekends, things like that. It's not.
Park Ave Gym.
Yeah, for the Park Ave, yeah. Okay. Call vote?
Councilwoman Lonergan,
Aye.
Councilman Hannah,
Aye.
Councilman Lindsay,
Aye.
Councilman Ross,
Aye.
Supervisor Greco.
Aye.
5 ayes.
Okay. CF,
I don't have to read this either.
The heading's fine, and then as long as you discuss it. Fine.
I like that.
This is an easy one.
CFA, this is a Consolidated Fund Application Submittal. Resolution authorizing the town supervisor to submit a consolidated fund application. Anyone like to make a motion on that?
I will.
Judy, a second?
I'll second it.
Mike? Board discussion. This is, we've been talking about it for a few months, and putting in a CFA, I think, is important to, the implementing things townwide. We run into design, feasibility costs, things that are really get in the way when you start up any new projects or you have any new ideas. This is funding across the board through the state. And I really think it'll help us. We haven't applied for one to our knowledge in the past, and it can help. Like I said, feasibility and planning studies, travel and tourism, marketing, recreation and trails, market money for like farmers markets, stuff like that, sewer and water infrastructure, local waterfront revitalization programs, and so on. So it's it'll be a great addition to the town, and it's at no cost, and then we'll see what happens, and if we're awarded anything, we come back to the board and we decide if we want to move forward, because Mike always says grants cost money, and he's right about that.
I do.
So some of these are full, some of these are match. I mean, this is a list I've been carrying of towns in central New York, cities in central New York, North Country. You go through the Mohawk Valley. This is how you can go to the state's website and check this out. It's got my crazy writing on it, but towns that are getting awarded as little as 10 to 20,000 to 9-10 million, depending on what what they were funded on it, and then you're in the system, and I just think it'll be great for us. So, you guys have anything else on that, or?
Nope. Talking about it.
Roll call vote.
Councilwoman Lonergan,
Aye.
Councilman Hannah,
Aye.
Councilman Lindsay,
Aye.
Councilman Ross,
Aye.
Supervisor Greco.
Aye.
5 ayes.
You wanna go first?
Sure.
Okay.
So I have a letter here from Barb Green. She's the chair of the Housing Committee, and she couldn't be here, so she has a little letter update on what she's doing. The first meeting of the Webb Housing Advisory Committee was held on May 21st. The meeting was introductory, and each member of the new committee introduced themselves and gave a brief statement on their reason for wanting to be on the committee. There was a consensus of need to address housing in our communities due to lack of workforce, volunteers, and declining enrollment in school. The committee will begin to host speakers from both government and non-government organizations that are directly involved in housing, whether through active developments or funding sources or other related subjects deemed important to research. Our first presentation will be from Nicole Justice Green, CEO of North Country Rural Development Coalition, and was a presenter at the APA Saranac Planning Forum held in early May. Her presentation was titled Move in New York and Land Banking. Move in New York is a program through New York State Homes and Community Rural Renewal, designed to expand affordable home ownership for low and moderate income residents through innovative housing models. We have also invited Steve Underhill of Living ADK, who has extensive career experience in housing, to that meeting. With the help of Robin Hill and our town clerk Dawn, we have put together a substantial file of housing-related studies, surveys, and needs assessments that have been done in Webb and the greater area for 3 decades. The file can be viewed at the town office, but not removed. The intent of this committee is to sift through available options and ideas to help find possible fits for Webb. Any recommendations will be brought to the town board for consideration. Respectfully, Barb Green, Chairwoman. That's all I got.
Thank you. Thanks, Barb.
Thank you.
Judy?
My turn?
Yeah.
All right, let's go. All right, Hannah and crew, again, they've been working really hard on our beach for the summer. Even with construction, the dam happening, she's worked hard with Tioga Construction and the New York State Health Department to get our beach ready and so that we can open it in a safe and viable manner for our community. So cheers to Hannah on that one because it was a lot of work for her. Also, the new telephone banners that we talked about last meeting for the 250th celebration of our country have arrived and they're being put up. So big shout out to everyone who helped with that. The town, of course, Hannah and Scott Gaffney for kind of taking the lead on it, and the Central Adirondack Association for helping with the funding of that as well. There was a little glitch in the Adirondack Express with our RFI for the new concessionaire at McCully Mountain. It was just a little hiccup that we didn't quite notice, but the date for this new concessionaire actually starts next summer. It's not for this winter. So anyone who wants to apply for that or knows someone who is, please note that that was just a hiccup on our part when it went into the paper. So that will start the summer of 2027. This allows the new concessionaire time to get their plan together, work with the mountain management team, and do this rollout the right way because we've never had a full-time concessionaire at our mountain before. So it's very exciting. The town of Webb schools are winding down. The school year, they're preparing for next school year. One thing I'd like to notify the board of, they are doing some paving at the school this summer. They're going to be doing the student parking lot, and they would like us to maybe really design the snowmobile trail so it doesn't harm the student parking lot. So we'll have to work on that a little bit. They don't mind them going across the edge, but they don't want to go fully through it so that we don't wreck what they're doing. Graduation is on June 18th and we held at North Street. It'll be outside, weather permitting, if we have a beautiful day like today. Otherwise, it'll be inside the pavilion. Big shout out to all the staff, teachers, coaches, administration, and the students for another successful school year here. And congratulations to all of our 2026 graduates. And that's all I have tonight.
Perfect. Thanks, Judy.
You're welcome.
I don't have too much tonight, other than Blue Line Trail Designs is back up working at McCauley. Started a couple weeks ago. There, and Dan Haru brought to my attention this backcountry discovery routes, and I kind of forgot about it until today, until I saw a bunch of enduros on South Shore Road. They came up with a 700-mile adventure loop, looping the Adirondack Park, where only 50% is on pavement. which is, pretty cool. Going through Old Forge Inlet via South Shore Road to Eagle Bay, Big Moose, and out that direction. And just kind of wanted people to know that they've got a pretty good map out there that shows all the businesses and lodging and fuel places. So I think it'll boost this town's economy a little bit. And I also saw it on a Jeep forum post it. So we'll see how it goes.
All right.
That's all I got.
All right. That's all I got.
On to you.
On to me.
Thanks, man.
All right. So rather than bumbling over how I know this to be, I'm just going to read the letter from our superintendent of the DPW, Scott Gaffney, that he has given to all of us. Scott and I had a great conversation earlier this week, and I know he's reached out to everyone on the board. Let's see here. Dear Supervisor and Town Board members, I am writing to request consideration of establishing an administrative fee of $15 per customer each billing within the Water District. The purpose of this fee would be to create a dedicated funding source for ongoing maintenance, repairs, and operational needs associated with the district's water system. As our infrastructure continues to age, the costs associated with maintaining essential components such as the well house, the chlorination equipment, pumps, motor controls, distribution center system, and other related facilities continue to increase. Having a dedicated administrative fee would help ensure that necessary repairs and preventative maintenance can be performed in a timely manner without placing an unexpected burden on taxpayers or require emergency funding. The proposed fee would provide a more stable and predictable source of revenue to address routine maintenance, equipment replacement, regulatory compliance, and unforeseen repairs that are critical to maintaining a safe and reliable water supply for district residents. In addition, the establishment of this administrative fee could serve as the model for other utility districts within the town, including the sewer districts, which face many of the same challenges of not more regarding infrastructure maintenance and long financial sustainability. I respectfully ask the town board to consider this proposal and discuss the feasibility of implementing an administrative fee to help preserve and protect the water district's infrastructure for years to come. Thank you for your time and consideration. Respectfully, Scott Gaffney, DPW Superintendent, Water Operator Grade B, and all his numbers to follow. Scott and I had a great conversation, and with our ongoing current situation with the sewer and where we're finding funding, not finding funding, the district's broke. We don't have money to start. We don't have this. We don't have ducks in a row. There's a lot of communities in New York State that have already started this. One closest to us is Carthage, I believe he told me. They currently have a $25 per billing cycle fee. And all that money, once acquired, goes into a capital reserve for future maintenance, replacement, anything that they need to keep it. So that way they're not short if a major repair comes. After talking with Scott and seeing how things have transpired over the past few decades with the sewer and where we are now with it, I personally think, yes, is it a burden of doing a fee attached to our water billing? Absolutely. I'm on the water system. I'm one of those ones I complain about fees all the time, but I think this is a positive fee that would keep our water infrastructure going, so that way we're not behind the eight ball if something catastrophic was to happen. We've seen in the past with valves breaking or just clearly not working, manholes being opened up and having to wait 24 to 48 hours for the crew to get a requested part from as far as Buffalo to make that round trip there and back just to replace something. So I personally think, and this is just discussion right now only,
Right.
because there's a lot more we have to look into with doing something like this. I think it's a positive role, especially for the water district, especially if we were to establish this down the road, establishing something like this possibly for the sewer district. I don't know, but I don't see anything bad coming from it. I only see good things coming from it. and I have to tip my hat off to Scott. He came up with it. He didn't come up with it, but he got the idea from his counterpart up in Carthage, who he had a long conversation with
At school, correct?
at school.
He
Yeah,
was at school last week. Yeah.
and he took it and he sat down and he did his own numbers. He did his own feasibility plan. How, you know, like how many years out if we were to do a big rehaul on some of the water lines, how many years we would need to get there. And I have to tip my hat off to him. He did great explaining this to me. The write-up, I mean, that's why I read his letter. It was better than I can explain it. So, yeah, I got that. And, you know, Casey and his crew, say whatever you want about Casey. That guy's got a plan. He knows what he's doing. He's on top of it. I know there was some hubbub about the work that he's doing on Pullman Ave, but with the rising gas prices and everything that's going on, like I said, Casey has a plan for every single road, every single sidewalk in this town. It may not be on paper, but he's got it in his head. He knows exactly when each road was done last and when it needs to go, and if it can go another year, if it can't go another year. So Pullman Ave was a point of interest. As you can see, it's been raised a little bit because over the years that road has kind of sank a little bit. And it was in rough shape. The DPW helped with putting in new drainage, storm drains. So hopefully in the next couple of weeks, some fire hydrants were placed there. Widen not widen the road, but there will be a sidewalk down Pullman Ave. So yeah, in the next week or so, we should be getting some pavement thrown down there.
That should be a nice project too.
Yes,
Yeah.
very nice.
Yeah.
It'll be nice. And that's all I got.
And on Scott's proposal there, because Brian is here, there's probably some work that would need. I mean, I know it's so preliminary.
Oh yeah,
Right. Yeah.
With a charge like that, it's probably got to be.
Yeah, I could look and
What's the-
see
what's
whether it's already authorized in your local law, or whether you would need to amend the local law, and what steps you need to take to do that, if that's something.
I think
I think
Yeah.
we'd have to amend it. I mean, you would know more than I do, but there is already an administrative fee on the water district. It's $3. That $3 goes towards the replacement of the water meters, which are nearing the end of their life cycle. I think Scott said within the next 10 years, they have to be replaced.
I think that also includes the computer system and stuff like that for the water
Yes.
billing.
So I don't know if it's an adjustment to, that fee, or if it's a separate fee and a separate capital reserve, but.
Yeah, I can have an answer.
You have all the
very
answers.
shortly.
Thank you, Brian.
Thanks, Brian.
Wow.
Thank you, Kyle. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that should change also, and I know this is preliminary and we're gonna be talking about this, but that'll also change. Because right now, when he sits in there his budget, he'll say, I need to have a pump real
Right.
soon.
Right.
So we have to budget for it, where if we have this going on, hopefully that he won't have to come and say that he needs all this money to do those things.
And I only
It'll
took
add
a
up.
quick look, because this is also new, but I could find 17 towns in New York State that have already done this.
Yeah.
So it's something that is progressing and happening, so.
Yep.
Do you think maybe it would be, I think capital reserve fund is an excellent idea.
Mhm.
We have it in the fire district as well. But I'm wondering if maybe it would be better based on amount of volume of water being used by each individual or each business, rather than a flat fee of $15.
Quite possibly. Like we've said, this is
The beginning,
This
so,
is
yeah.
just the beginning. We're just dipping that one toe into the water to see if it's warm yet, or if we're gonna be running for the hills.
Do questions after.
Yeah.
We let Jamie slip in. Sorry. Hold on to that one. Yeah. Go ahead, Mike.
Oh, I'm up.
Thanks, Kyle.
Actually, Kyle, I was hoping was there a
That
damn
I
meeting
didn't
today?
They had a regular board meeting.
Oh, okay.
They just held their.
I'm just hoping that maybe somebody had something to say about that. I noticed it seemed like it was nothing going on for quite some time.
They got a
And
crane
now,
over
now
there.
that it is.
They got
I
the-
just wonder
they
if
got the
anybody had an
crane.
update.
They got the crane up in the air.
That's beautiful, lady.
I saw him putting the boom together.
So nothing?
I did, you know, they have brought and laid down some of the shoring to go out around the existing dam. So I'm
Coffer
sure,
Dam.
yeah, the coffer dam. So I'm sure here soon, hopefully, that crane will be pulling those up and driving them in.
Okay.
Yeah, sometimes they move their meetings based off of time of year. They said today mostly they do most of their meetings in Mayfield, near the Sacandaga, but they held their regular meeting just as we are right now here today. So there was one attendant from town. I came in for a minute, but they just did their business here.
Yep.
And they went over a few things. It's more of the same that, you know, John Callahan, the executive director that was just here, the Hudson River Black River Revenue executive director, he was just here. So yeah, the crane's there, it's up.
Okay. We'll see how that fares for
So
parking
speaking
and
of that, we
everything.
may too, if I can intercede, move the beach line just a little bit, because when Hannah took me out there and I just looked, I do have just a little bit with heavy equipment. That crane's probably gonna need a little more room here or there, so we might move the beach just a
Yeah.
little bit further to give it.
Did
the
you see
right
him
safety
yesterday?
thing. Yeah, I was watching them putting it all together.
They got it in there.
Like they moved two barriers.
Yeah, so,
to do
yeah,
it.
yeah, so, just to give them the space that they need, so, and keep
I'm-
us safe.
You know, it's one of those, allow them the time to get started, get rolling, and hopefully they provide updates. They've been great to work with so far, so, you know, 4 years from now, if they're still working on a 2-year project, and but hopefully they're gonna keep going. But it is, it's 2 full seasons and all that, so.
It'll
Long
be
way to
fun.
go. Carry on, Mike,
So
sorry.
I also would like to thank you, Judy, for talking about those the new banners. I did talk to Alex. He's been trying to put some of them up. But I asked him very nicely, Robin, to take those flower hanger things down.
Thank you.
That I know I was supposed to be a part of, and we only got a few, but I said, well, you're up there, could you take them things down and get rid of those, so. I don't know, do you guys want those? Or- Yeah, okay. So that, and, in a conversation that I had with Corey, which I'm hoping you're gonna have a little bit of a talk about that. One thing about, when we did this, all this stuff about the sewer, there is a part of the sewer that it cuts through the back of the, how do I want to put this? It possibly will need to go through the back of the bank property over here, Adirondack Bank. And being how the bank, I believe now is sold or changing or doing some darn thing, I'm trying to get to the bottom of it. The Clark family, I believe, used to own the property. I don't think they do anymore. I was told today that the Adirondack Bank owns the property, but now if it's sold, does the new people own the property? But anyways, we need to know, because we're gonna need to be able to have to dig up in that eventually if we do that sewer back there. Just an FYI that I'm trying to find out who owns the property. Maybe Tina knows, I don't.
It didn't close yet, Mike.
Right, it's not until July 1st, I think, so there's stuff going on, but it's just something in an FYI that eventually we're gonna need to know that we have the right to dig up to fix the sewer back there.
Part of the, just, I know you got more to go off of, but
No, I
part of the
don't.
contract with BCA is they handle the easements and whatnot, and they should be
Right.
reaching out to the private property owners, DOT, and whatnot, so that's in the
Right.
contract we just signed with them. So
Okay.
I don't have the answer to who owns the property, I would assume it's, whoever.
Well, he
just bought it.
just said it, cause he didn't know that it was sold, I told him that, and he said, oh, we do need to find out who's gonna end up when, at the time, so,
Yeah.
whatever. But that's all I have tonight, thanks.
Yeah, I'll continue on that.
Yeah, that's not.
Since you were on that, you know, again, Corey Reed, we signed that contract to get going here on the major parts, the 3 of the 6 points of concern. Restructured it so we can get some work done and basically implement that Northern Borders grant. We've been talking about it, and we're on the hook for 485 of that, half of it, and they're currently working on the preliminary design, and hopefully we get that by the end of this year to go out to bid by the end of 2026 to get to work here shortly. I did that CFA we put through today should play a part in this game. We also got actually I think it was just today, our email from the Herkimer County Community Foundation, because our nonprofit agency fund was set up through them, specific to the Old Forge Sewer District, and in alliance with Mohawk Valley Gives, should allow for some donors to play a part at some point in this too. Maybe some folks that are connected to Webb, outside of Webb, Mohawk Valley, anything along those lines. I certainly don't want to rely on that. But the probably the best news we've got at this moment, as we continue to submit another WIA application through EFC for phasing it out, in-kind labor. We can do a lot of the projects as well. Been talking, keeping in touch with some of our workers. That was what's been advised from EFC, because we do qualify for stuff, but that doesn't mean we're there statewide. I got an interesting email from someone I met at the APA planning forum, who's the planner for the APA, who that was literally yesterday morning. I'm waiting. I want to really give a solid update. She was basically asking where we're at with our infrastructure projects, clean water and all that stuff, because she has been integral in going to the state and EFC and fighting for funding for the Adirondack Park.
What's her name again?
Her name's Megan Phillips.
Okay.
That's a huge part. The other one is, we've budgeted for bonds and stuff that are active for other stuff that we have going on. But we also have that $1 million in the money market with the sewer district that is for future payments to, which is our first one for the wastewater treatment plant EPA fund grant award that we have. And it's a lot, and it's hard to keep up with. We did some work here today to get it and to get it all caught up. So I'm speaking slowly to try best explain it. But this award we received, we actually closed it out just recently with the EPA. It's a grant, and it's set aside for future payments every October. I'm going to get the official number on that payment, but Corey was on the phone today, said he mentioned he thought it was 30 grand. I'm going to make sure we know what that is, but that money can be used to initiate the project in the next year. This year, if they get all their design done and we have to start paying BCA, it's not all one big lump sum. For instance, we got an invoice May 26th. This is for, the balance for just their work in this is $81,940, and we're on the hook for half of that. So we've got to come up with to pay for that work, 40 grand, and an invoice amount of 7,000. So I think for 2026, we have that EPA grant to utilize for that. And then once we get into 2027, construction costs, clerk of the works, easements, all that type of work that comes into play here with BCA along with the actual construction, we would be looking for $440,000 to finalize this part of the sewer. It's not the whole sewer. It's just this part of it. I spoke to a former DPW worker today who was speaking to the clay pipe issue that we have townwide, Main Street, that is totally a concern. But we're trying to focus on the parts that we really can't do from our own town abilities. And I feel really good about it. We know what Scott's been through, his team, his people before him. We'll see what we can do with what he brought up for sure. And budget time, I know it's June, but it's right around the corner. Our budget officer, Kelly Hunkins, has been doing a fantastic job in getting everything prepared. We've actually scheduled department head meetings to start just meeting with them and to get more clear on responsible spending and things we can do across the board. Obviously, there's always a thing with the sewer district that you can't spend outside the fund. And then what I'm referring to there is spending money for the sewer district can be borrowed for the general fund in the fiscal year, but has to be replaced by the end of the year. So
With
that's
interest.
another way we could get,
So, but that $1 million grant, wasn't that to pay off the wastewater treatment plant in VDO?
it's over the
That
course.
upgrade, yeah,
That upgrade?
Right.
right?
Yeah, so this is the line for it right here. It's in the money market. So it's there to be utilized for the sewer district.
What's our payment still on that?
That money was awarded to us.
That, wasn't,
It's not a
Well,
loan.
for the
not a loan or a
UV,
bond.
I know, but we still have to pay off the UV.
wasn't that a long
So I don't wanna
term?
rob Peter to pay Paul. We're not getting that.
No, I'll get more documentation to you guys as we work through it. But, again, our sewer's been an issue for 15 years and we haven't done anything, so I feel good about where we're at. And hopefully we can just
I think
focus on this part.
because we were waiting for the grant, I think we took out a long-term loan to pay the project. Then when that grant came, now you can start paying that off. And the long term, I believe, starts in October and it's, I don't know how many months or how you do it, but we must have decided we pay it one time or we do it quarterly, but I don't know all those exact things right now, but
The schedule. EPA's been great to work with. We got them all the information we needed to close out that grant, so I'll reach out to them and see where we're at with it. But again, we don't need $1 million tomorrow to get going, you know.
Right.
So
We got a plan.
well, we could use
hopefully we can
it.
just keep applying and keep working towards it.
That'd be
Yeah.
nice.
They wanna give it to us, we'll take it.
Yeah.
So, we're working hard on it for sure. It's priority one.
Problem with this stuff is that everything is so slow going. You lose track of it.
And that's why.
It's the same with everything.
Okay. We had a gentleman stop in, property owner in Thendera. Noticed that the lakefront signs for the boat parking were, say, June 1st on them, so that's why we took those back down for the time being. They're supposed to, the law says June 15th. So, we'll put those back up June 15th, so it is open and available for overnight parking, the lakefront at the moment.
Yes, got it.
He did suggest June and September, making it more available, and I think we go to
September 15th.
September 15th.
Yep.
So do we go through Labor Day? I look at June and I think it would be kind of nice to get to the end of June for the boat parking up there. Is it that much of a thing? But it's totally just something in the back of my head to make it better for those people that maybe are here. It seems like the problem's always
July and August.
July and August. So super nice about it. Something to keep in mind.
You know, Kyle.
I did my part. I know the boat snowmobile trailer lot has been out there, and I've been talking about parking for a few years now as a board member, and I think that would be a good guinea pig spot for paid parking. They've got these signs. I've done some research. There's pay by phone and Park Mobile. Park Mobile is what Lake George is using. Some other towns in the Adirondack Park, Lake Placid.
That's what we found out.
And
You're talking about the upper lot at North Street.
yeah, just there. I know I'm not trying to implement or suggest we do parking, but it will help with enforcement. It will help with the issue. It will let people know, hey, we are staying on top of it. If
And
we
then
were to,
will someone go up and patrol that? I mean, take a look at it?
yeah, I've been talking about it with Chief,
That'd be-
and it just doing that part I think would help with number one, registering these trailers. I think that's number one problem is that people are just parking up there, and then we have no idea if we do have an event, if there is an issue, things along
No,
those lines.
sometimes we can't get a hold of the people, and
Yeah.
that's a problem when we do need the parking lot.
Yep. So I thought, I'm looking into it, and we've got some quotes and stuff, and it's just a sign. It's not a kiosk. You just look at it, and you get it on your phone. We do have the rec center right there, so, you know, the Wi-Fi can extend out, but you should be able to do it without Wi-Fi. And then, you can just register your trailer. I haven't even thought of any costs or anything like that, but I thought it would be a good place to start if we wanted to put that in elsewhere. So, you know, the lakefront has some issues with parking too, with the same part with people staying there, but that was kind of, the boat parking could be another one. But yeah, just kind of addressing that part. Another one is, the DMV office. You know, we've heard it for years. We've all dealt with it, and kind of, you know, a phone call down there, and we reach out to Herkimer County and say we want more hours, we want this, we want that. I extended my own help, I guess, to maybe seek out an employee or anything along those lines. Maybe ask the county, could you create a full-time position? Would it be that, it seems to me with the snowmobile registration, the boat registration in the summertime, that it might be something that we could push towards. So my play in it was like, hey, you know, can we help? Can I help? Can we help? How can we solve this problem? Because the problem is not having a person live in town do it. It seems to be the consistent issue. So I spoke with CEO John Pizak, Herkimer County IDA, ran it by Herkimer County Chamber of Commerce, Kathy Glavansky and Sarah Hirar, about helping with this issue, and they're going to do what they can. You know, I don't have any solution at the moment, but I think that'd be great to see. What else? DOT. I know it's a hot one. They're not done with their spots on 28 and the potholes. They did do Eagle Bay properly. They cut out up there and fixed that spot. The other ones, it seems to be the same story, but they're not done. I've been talking to them probably weekly, and my thought was, you know, we had a gentleman bringing up last meeting, and I reached out to that gentleman again and spoke to him and said, I want to see when it's done, and see what kind of effort they put in, and just maybe take some pictures and be like, hey, next year can we plan, like, this is when we asked for repairs and we asked for some help. This is what the solution was, and hearing that we're on the shelf for a total improvement pave job in 2030.
What about in front of Dioreo's where that big dip is? Did
That's
they
what
say
they-
anything about that? And then the one right
That's what they put.
before it and the lot where the flowers are sold there. That one, if someone steps in that, that's bad. I did take a picture of that one the other day.
And kudos to Kyle mentioned earlier, but kudos to our highway department. They've been cleaning up those ruts in the sidewalk. Casey's been out of these gutters alongside 28 right here, our pain, but I saw the highway department. We actually had a lady fall the other day. She came to our office. She got wrapped up by our team here. I think Hannah took care of her, and that's fixed now. If you see the concrete patches over the bridge over here, so yeah, I want to allow them the opportunity to. This is it, you know, kind of one of those deals. That's in this position I'm in. So, and then yeah, that's all I got at the moment. We'll turn it over to. No, that's it. You touched on the Macaulay lease.
Yeah.
Yeah, just
so that people know that date is, now we have it public.
the dates were, hey, everybody take a look, you know, come to us, let you know if you want to take a shot at this with the documentation needed to be able to apply. I've been saying personally this for a while. It takes a while, liquor license, health permits, anything along those lines. Food service is difficult up here. So that's why the dates were left out of it, so that we didn't really, you know, who knows if the current lessee didn't want to be in there this winter, so we could, if the dates weren't on there, we could throw somebody in there last minute. So I didn't want to turn anybody away, anything along
No,
those
I thought
lines.
Jim had said though, pretty much that he was gonna be there this winter.
100%.
Yeah.
100%. Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
Okay, cool.
But leaving the dates out, if he changed his mind, would
Right. I just think the public should know so that that is the actual start date, unless something significant happens.
Right, that was for the future. So I want to ask a little bit about this parking thing that you brought up.
Go for
Because
it.
that parking lot is actually, it has been taken advantage of, unfortunately.
Mm-hmm.
And when we have big events up there that we need the parking for, it's not working out.
Yeah.
The parking lot was made for that pavilion and I'm part of it. I thought it was a great idea back when people would bring their boats up here for the week and they could put their trailer up there, but now people are putting all their stuff up there for the whole summer that live right here that have lots and driveways of their own, but they ought to go up there for basically a junkyard, so I do have a problem with it, unfortunately. I think we should fix it somehow.
Yeah, I got a recommendation. You know, anybody else wants to bring it to the table at any point, go for it. I do think this is the way to do it. You know, you can't really force something without it being enforced. You know, like
Right,
having
what's
something
the-
actually there.
yeah.
Like, what is you put a sign up say don't park here or else. You know, this kind of gets rid of the or else.
Well, it's a shame. I mean, it's
was-
nice to be able to get stuff out of your yard or whatever, but you did buy a boat or you did buy a snowmobile with a trailer.
Like that,
Part of the deal.
That parking lot is fantastic, and problems come and things change and they evolve over time. So what everybody did back then to build it over there, it's just we just got to do something about
Do
it.
they have to, if they're parking up there, this might be a question for Brian, should they sign some kind of waiver if something's damaged on town property with them parking up there?
How are you gonna do that, though?
Yeah, I don't know, but what is the liability
you
if
park
something
at your
did
own-
happen?
park
Park at your own
own
risk, and that should be, okay, all right.
And we ran into some problems this winter with them guys trying to plow around them and
Yeah.
stuff, and it's a shame.
But you can't enforce if you don't have a registration process.
Gotta have
That's the whole point of the pay by phone thing.
That's something to have meetings and discussions with the
Right.
tourism
No,
department and also Hannah being, you know, kind of North Street Pavilion being her deal.
All right.
There you go, we can have another meeting.
Another meeting. We will. All right.
Okay. Anything else?
No.
All right. Let's try and keep it to 2 to 3 minutes here with the members of the assembly. Please state your name for the record, and then we'll just have one speaker at a time, please. And if you have something you want to talk about for a second time, let's let everybody else go first. Go ahead. Yeah.
Yeah, Richard Tranquil still. I just want to go back to the water district. Two concerns. One, the administrative fee would be a little vague in my mind. It could be anything from buying stamps to fixing equipment. I mean, if you say capital fund maintenance, and the other concern would be if they already have a fee of $3, 15 would be 5 times more. Seems a little excessive for.
To be honest with you, I did talk to Scott a little bit about that reserve fund would be for my opinion would be for a major,
Well, I disagree.
you know,
I agree
not
with
just
that,
anything.
but I think the way you word it opens it up to being used for other things.
Right.
Right, we would have to
Careful about how I
change all
word it.
that. Yeah, that would definitely have to change.
Good point, but it was brought up to, you know, what can it be used for?
And it's strictly supposed to be for the rehabilitation.
Capital
It should have- it should
reserves
have
can
wording to
only
it
be
attached
used
to it.
for
Right.
what they're meant for.
What their intended
What
use
they're
is for.
intended use for.
I'll say on that too, is that the letter came in, you know, June 5th. So we'll take the appropriate time to look into Scott's request, especially talking with Brian here. As I'm glad you're here as this is coming up. So it's not happening tomorrow. Yeah, we'll definitely put that out there. Anybody else? Jay, I didn't let you go first.
You didn't.
Go ahead, sir. Go ahead, sir. I'm sorry.
That's quite all right.
I was waiting.
Hi, my name is James Wilson. I'm with the Town of Webb Fire District Fire Commissioner. We are all with a heavy heart with the loss of Lieutenant Dave Langworthy. We're all suffering quite a bit, and we are having his dedication and calling hours at 6 p.m. Friday at the Old Forge Fire Hall. He was a great member and a great leader in the community, and we miss him. Just exactly what I was fearing on the ladder truck has happened. It did not pass inspection. There are several issues with it. And we had a estimate to fix everything on it, and it's in excess of $40,000. It is a 1991. So we're facing the dilemma of, do we put $40,000 into that truck? Do we go out and spend $200,000 on a replacement that we may have, a used one that we may have issues with 4 or 5 years down the road? Or do we go out and spend $400,000 on a fairly new truck, used? So this will all be discussed at the next district meeting. We can use the pump on it, we can carry water, we can put the ladder up to squirt water, but we cannot put any personnel on the ladder. So that will be discussed at the fire district meeting this Thursday. Hopefully, we can come up with some answers. The high railer, still working on getting that completed. We're finishing putting the lights on it, and hopefully that'll be in service up in Big Moose here very soon. It came up at our last fire meeting. There has not been a siren at the Old Forge Fire Station in years. The last one that was there got hit by lightning. When they brought it down to have it repaired, they discovered that the poles at the top are all rotten. They've been in there in excess of 60 years. So it came up at the fire meeting. The Old Forge Fire Department would like to put a siren back at the station, which means replacing the poles. We're talking $40,000. The new siren is basically a speaker, a large bank of speakers, and it is an electronic. And we would have the new whistle back again.
New whistle. I was waiting for him to say it.
So, but the district doesn't have the money, so the fire department, Old Forge Fire Department, has offered possibly to loan the money to the district to be paid back over a number of years to get National Grid to come in, put in some new poles, take those down. And so that's on the plate. I'm going to try and get it done. Most of you know that we had a firefighter injured, Leo DiVincenzi. Came off the snowmobile trailer, damaged the snowmobile trailer in the back of the mini rescue. We looked at getting the snowmobile trailer replaced. Took it down to North South. They did an estimate on it, and they are going to put all new plywood on it, new axles, fix the offload, and only charge for materials. So
Very nice.
Michelle has always been very good to us.
Yep.
That's all I got. Got a bunch of stuff going, but we're getting there.
I have a question for you.
District meeting is at 7 o'clock.
Question for you on the ladder truck. If you were to buy a new one, what's the turnaround lead time on
2 years and $1.5 million.
Good question.
And with a budget of $600,000 a year, that's
Yep.
Not gonna happen.
just not gonna happen.
Gotcha.
But we gotta have a ladder.
Yeah.
We know we gotta have a ladder or a platform. Problem with the platform is the platform has to be inspected every year.
Mhm.
Ladders are inspected every 3 years.
Gotcha. Okay.
They're required to be inspected every 3 years. So.
Jamie, is the Old Forge Fire District or the Webb District, did you guys have an active grant writer? Someone
Yes.
you kind of
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. The
Don't just say names.
departments basically, they can get grants a lot easier than the district.
Okay.
And we do have grant writers. We've gotten some grants for the Old Forge Fire Department, yes.
Okay.
But are we gonna get a grant to go out and buy a new ladder truck? No, that's just not gonna happen.
Right.
And you know, it doesn't get a lot of use. And there's been discussion, do we really need it? But you know, as soon as we don't have it, that's when.
You're gonna
That's how it always goes. So, do we warrant buying a new one? No. Can we try and find something, a Southern truck, that we can get for like $400,000? That might be an issue.
Okay.
Or do we spend $40,000 to fix this one?
Right.
You spend 10 times as much to buy a new one, or do you, or a better one, or do you fix the one you got? and it is a 1991, so it's up there. I mean, it's
Seen some things.
yeah, it's and a lot of times deterioration happens just from the truck setting, not being used.
Right.
And it was a northern truck, so it has some rust, and that is the issue.
Gotcha.
It's not the ladder itself, but the cradle that the ladder sets in is showing some deterioration, and it's got some broken bolts
Yeah, no.
in it. And to repair it, they got to take the cab off. So yeah, it's a major repair.
Gotcha. Thank you.
Thanks, Jamie.
Yeah.
Ron,
Just relative to.
say your name, sir, please.
Oh, Ron Smith, sorry. Relative to Scott's suggestion with the administrative fee for the water district, which I think it's a great idea to set up a fund. But the sewer district collects money three ways. There's an administrative fee, there's a unit fee, and there's a tax that's based on the assessed value of the property. And the key part, I think, that Scott and Kyle are talking about is that whichever of those three or combination thereof the money is derived from, the key part is there should be a reserve fund so everything isn't having to be dealt with as a crisis and catastrophically. So I mean, I think that's, whichever way you do it, that reserve fund idea, I think would be really good. And what I've learned is that, you can't really move funds from the general fund to the sewer fund, so the sewer fund needs its own reserve. I mean, that's my observation.
Thank you, Ron.
Thanks, Ron.
I'm Linda Wheel. I just have a few announcements from the Old Forge Library. I brought flyers for a lot of things happening in June, a lot of things for the community, for us to gather, feel like every month I say, here we are and we have this opportunity to join together one more time. Well, we have at least 4, and there are flyers for 4 of them. Highlights include, music and cookout. I always lead with the food, baked potato bar and mac and cheese bar. And actually it says that our solstice celebration is on June 2nd. That's not true. I think it must be June 22nd. But just on a Monday morning, if you feel like you'd like a chai tea and set some intentions for the summer, we got hot chai, cold chai, and all kinds of if you want some heat in your life, a little cinnamon or whatever. There's a lot of goofy ways to gather together, and I just certainly feel free, invite your friends, invite your neighbors, maybe they'll be your friends, so.
Thank you, Linda.
Chief
Jason Mulcahy, I just want to give an update on the canine program. Dibbs is in training with his handler Jace for the explosive detection part. That wraps up June 26th. Dibbs is doing a phenomenal job. He did bite his handler. That's common. Handlers get bit, especially when the dogs are being pushed to the limits. So he's fine. He's back to work. Not an aggressive dog. It's just that's what happens when you're training the dog. So but everything's going good with that.
Did the dog survive?
Dog's good.
Okay.
And the name of the dog, I don't know if we've ever publicly made it, but it's going to be Dibbs. It's going to be in honor of former Chief Dibble, and kind of an honor to my former employer, the New York State Police, because he was a former trooper himself. So we'll make more of a public thing with the family. The family's very excited that we're using that name. So we'll do a formal meet and greet with the family and Dibbs when he gets back from training.
Chief Dibble is a little nicer than be biting.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think you were.
Yeah.
Yes.
Anybody else? Sally was first back there. Sally, before you, I just want to say thank you for what you're doing over here at Point Park too, if I may. Thanks. It looks great over there.
And the community garden.
It's Alejandro. The wastewater treatment project, right? That's huge. That's on everyone's mind. It's very key for us. And like Mike brought up, you know, it's hard to keep track of it all.
Yep.
Has anyone thought about doing a Gantt chart or a project chart that says these are our milestones? Where are we? Could be like red, yellow, green. You know, red's bad, green we're on track, yellow flip the coin. On everything, because it seems like, just an appearance standpoint, it seems like we've been churning for 6 months and haven't gotten any traction. And now we gotta wait another 6 months, you say wait, but like the town's gotta wait another 6 months for these guys to come up with a design. And I think that's for the 3 areas of concern, right? But what can the town do to hold these engineers accountable for it all and then communicate with the town so the townspeople know what's going on?
So I've got a response to that. You know, the consulting firms, you know, we pay them for their services, and you know they're a business, and it's they're hired, and a lot of times they're not really connected to Town of Webb, and they're not here, they're not present often. So my thought was, and I brought it up to a couple of board, I just totally preliminary, I don't even know where it stands. I just did a quick search in the Herkimer County Civil Service, you know, and looked at job titles because of all the ongoing projects we have, you know. In a political climate of a small town, we've had 3 different supervisors since 2019, 8 different board members set in that same time frame. My man Mike Ross has been here for 24 years almost, I think. I mean, that's a rarity, and in that ever-changing revolving door there, across the board, I think it would be nice for department heads to have somebody to rely on for these projects townwide that could do exactly what you're talking about. During my time as supervisor, I've been very vocal about you know, where we are. I mean, we sign up as workers of the town, business owners, employees, whatever the case may be. Sometimes I'm sure there's been teachers as board members in the past, and who has these qualifications to kind of do what you may be suggesting. We often rely on the consultant, and I think that has been a little bit of an issue. So the clerk of the works is a thing that is a part of the projects often, and we always have projects going. Would it make sense for us to try and budget for a position like that? Get our hands on a retired person for a few years as we go through all these projects with that experience that I think you know, we lack at times. But
the consultant should be on the hook too, really, for this, and provide it to you as this is what we're doing. And that should be part of their contract. Hey, this is what we've got going on, so that would ease the burden on the town, because like you said, you don't have the extra people to do that, but the contractor should be on the hook.
And that's more part of it. These big contracts, you'll see it right in there. These lines, it's like 50, 60, 70, 80, 100, $200,000. So yes, it is on the line of that firm to do that. Would we actually save money by having our own? Who would hold that consultant accountable?
But I think part of the point is so that you can communicate clearly with the town.
Mm-hmm.
If the townspeople know what's going on, we can very simple chart. This is our one milestone, this is another milestone, and then also, what are the grants? What grants are being written and out there for the money for this? Did we get it? Oh, sorry, that's red. Yep, we got it, and it's X amount of dollars. Just so that people have a better understanding. It's great that you guys talk about it all the time, but it's words, but until you see it, you know, up on a board or something, it doesn't necessarily click. So that everyone knows where the project is. Are we on track? Are we not on track? Do we need no more money? You know, that sort of thing is something I thought would.
It's a great suggestion, and it's easy for me to sit up here and say, I'm working on it, we're working on it, and we are, and I definitely will take that, you know, as it is. It's a great suggestion. Thank you. Right here, Pete.
Peter Molesky. I'm a homeowner on, up at Ramona Point. There's been a 30-year problem with the right-of-way on my property, and I was wondering where we stand with that problem.
From a town board standpoint, it's part of the reason why our council's here at the moment. We are gonna have a legal counsel session following the adjournment of this meeting to discuss our direction as we, yeah, it's potential litigation, so there's only so much I can put out there.
My understanding is, as far as I'm concerned, the complaint has issued, is trying to sue the town, is that correct?
What, you have anything to? No comment.
Okay.
I'm here to protect the town, so I'd rather not talk about it.
Thank you, Brian.
Christy Reviewer, Town of Webb historian, and also the Town of Webb Historical Association. Our new exhibit is now open. It's on Cubby's legacy. So it includes the chapel, Mitchell Lake Inn, Covewood, Camp Creek that his father put in, the Memorial Bridge, named for World War One. If you ever felt the need to touch the ceiling of the biggest chapel, now's your chance to stop in the museum, and I'll show you how you can do that. Our membership year just started, so we encourage all people from the town to please become members. We have a birthday party in the works for the 250th. Don't have an exact date, but we're also doing a couple of other fun things and putting an exhibit together. And our annual auction is coming up starting July 8th. So I want to tell you now how it'll be too late by the time.
What time is it at?
It's going to be online, unfortunately.
It's online.
Yeah, online, yeah.
So it'll be a week long, 5 days on at our asset auctions.
Yeah.
If you have stuff you want to donate, please feel free to send it over.
For sure. Thank you.
Awesome, thank you.
Tina's back there.
Yes, Tina Ugal. I would just like to throw out there that my husband and I were just out on the snowmobile trails, and the turtles are laying eggs. And I know in the scheme of things, this probably seems like a very minor thing, but every being is part of our ecosystem, and people are running over the turtles that are coming up in the road to lay eggs. It's not like they can jump out in front of the people, so please, try to avoid the turtles, or maybe we can close the trails or something till they're done laying their eggs. That's all. Just a minor, but an important thing. Thank you.
Thank you, Tina.
Thanks, Tina.
Oh.
Hi, Libby Zupnik, Old Forge Farmers Market Manager. Just want to remind everybody that the market opens on Friday, June 19th. Yay. So see you all 1 to 5.
Thanks, Libby. Anyone else? Alex?
Yeah, Alex Mitchell for the record. Next Tuesday at 6 o'clock before regular planning board, there will be a first session for the planning board to prepare the master plan review. So anyone who was involved in that before or wants to be involved in it going forward, that'd be great. It'd be great to see you there. It's just a review. It's not a complete.
That June 16th, Alex?
Yep.
Yes.
Yep. At what time?
6 p.m.
6 p.m. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you. Anyone else? Okay. Motion to pay the audited claims.
I'll make the motion.
Kyle, second.
I'll second it.
Mike, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye, opposed? Motion to adjourn.
We have to Legal counsel.
We're adjourning the.
Oh, we're
Yeah,
gonna do
you
it.
could go into executive session if you wish, or you can, since everything in there isn't gonna require any board action, we could do a legal advice session after adjournment, that way you don't have to find people standing around here for the.
Yes. Okay.
Way for work tonight.
Yeah.
Make a motion to adjourn.
I'll make the motion.
Ben, second?
I'll second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Alright,
Opposed?
thanks
Okay,
everybody.
thanks everyone for coming.
I guess we're sticking around.
Stay, right?